Well, it's time to go a little bit further than Tbilisi. This is the most ordinary city in Georgia, if you view it from above. But if you get down on the ground, you can be very surprised. The building seems to be normal, but if you look inside, and do you think there is only one such building? This is probably the second most interesting place after Pripyat that I have ever explored. The city itself is not abandoned, people live here. However, about 75% of it is abandoned. And through the video, I will try to explain why. In the meantime, we will move to the first place. I like how here flooded road, but it was so old that even those stairs is in such a bad condition. There is a dog. There is multiple dogs. Hey buddy. Sorry, I'm not gonna touch you by hands. Hello. Don't bite me, please. I don't have a food, I'm sorry. No. Now I have a friend, yeah? I can give you name. Fu. What do you want from me? What do you want from me? You want what from me? I have nothing. Next time I'm not gonna touching the dog. What do you want from me? What do you want from me? I'm gonna climb up first, just to see the view from the rooftop, and then I will go down and each floor just check. Maybe there is something interesting. Shouldn't be. I don't think so. But maybe. Who knows? So I'm gonna get up. I don't know. It looks terrible. But at least I see kinda stairs. Ooh. Such a nice. And this will be my first point for flying the drone. This was once one of the most prestigious hotels in the city, and in addition there is a very good view from the window. Here would be cool to put light and in the night just splash the name. That would be great idea. But this is so old construction. Seems like it's not gonna fall. But who knows? Who knows? You see the safety? Ooh. Oh, my dog is waiting for me. This is Sputnik television, global TV, 247 12 12, 40 degree, just to know. This is such an awful construction. I don't know, from here seems like panoramic view. This tree wants surviving very much. Damn, and it comes from the pipe. Really? Poor pipe. It's like the same as this, but here. Damn. Motel Tskhaltubo. This is hotel. This is such an old elevator. My grandmother has this. It's just the same. Damn, here so feels Soviet. Трускавка. Oh, this is whole room. Seems like here is living someone. Yeah, definitely here is live someone. So that's actually what I said. When I was in German villages, there is no places like that where urbex people just put one room like on safe position, so you can come, feel atmosphere here. You can stay here if you want, eat, sleep, whatever you need. Opa! Double pad with chair and good view, and also blocked door. Seems like such a nice place. That's already main entrance. Hello, buddy. It's such a good sun, yeah? Is that pig? Pig! 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 What the fuck? It's such a big pig. Sorry, can you pose for me? I just want to make picture of you on the abandoned. Oh, thanks. Thank you, perfect. Damn, it was really unexpected. Really unexpected. What the fuck? Since two hotels are located nearby, I decided to visit and quick walk through the building. Since there are a lot of interesting places in the city, but my time is limited. Here were restaurant. I think so. No way. That's something too new for that place. I think here was sitting owner of that place. Fancy. Ooh. Seems like Soviet cinema. It's such a nice seat, actually. Seems like I'm too millennial, because for me those places supposed to be inside 4D cinema, where it's moving and everything. I don't think here were 4D cinema. This city was very famous for its sanatoriums. Here they treat both very serious disease and light wellness for whole body. How did all those sanatoriums settle down and why there are so many of them? Well, the history of the city is quite sad. In a distant Soviet Union, Comrade Stalin himself came to the city and was treated in one of sanatoriums. After a very good treatment, he said, "Now this is the main sanatoriums of Soviet Union." and construction of 22 sanatoriums and 9 springs began. But what is the most interesting is that look on those sanatoriums. You can say that those are entire castle, so speak by Stalin standard. It's pretty nice condition of this building. Such a weird that they didn't restore it. Here is a car. There is supposed to be someone inside. Hello. Не говорим по-армянски. What the fuck? Seems like someone living here. Balcony. So, as a rule, for the first floors there is fully nothing supposed to be. But upper, how I understood, there is people living here. And you know, it's such weird condition of living here. If I see around how the whole building looks like beautifully. But inside, I couldn't even imagine that. So you can see locker here. Seems like maybe someone inside living. Or maybe someone used it as a garage. Or just basement for keeping some stuff. So, I don't know. After Russia attacked Georgia in 2008, it occupied 2 territories. One of them is called Abkhazia, a country that doesn't exist according to many countries. And 80% of refugees have left this territory. Well, since the sanatorium were abandoned after Soviet Union, they were set up as a territory accommodation right here. There is smoke. Someone lives inside, but they have very bad ventilation, because I see whole roof kind of burned. Such of those feelings I like. There is full growing of nature, and you see something abandoned. That gives me good vibe. But if I see just abandoned and some bushes, that would be too boring. Here seems like also someone lives inside. I hear cat. Come here. How is that possible? Ooh. That's all?
English.
English.
Come here. Hi.
Hi.
Германия, Польша. У нас вход платный.
Сколько?
Здесь был лифт.
Был.
Да. Разрушилось, потому что Советский Союз, что никто не хотел приезжать. Все разрушилось.
From 1990.
Это театр был. Когда фильм «Кино» начиналось, они отдыхали здесь. Это мрамор. Это был передний ход. Оттуда и отсюда люди поднимались И пазики стояли, по часам увозили людей.
She told me that it used to be a main entrance for this place. But I have no idea how cars come here. Because there is stairs, and there is small hill down. That place looks too good. Here is used to be a restaurant. Here is such a nice place. I very like how looking room here and floor or wall, doesn't matter. It looks like king's castle, I don't know. I suppose here were so-called bathrooms. Yeah, seems like. I suppose here were baths. I don't know. Ooh. That's how people living here. Ooh, this is such a nice. This is dryer. I'm introducing you. George. Homework. It was English. May 2019. If you search on the internet about those sanatoriums, then in the first place that will be that particular sanatorium, which is definitely worth to visit. Well, I decided to check it out. Coffee. So sometimes cellar stains here. So this is one of the best sanatorium in this city, because like everyone says that first you should visit this place, but maybe it might be wrong, because if I will visit this place it would be amazing, next places will be boring. So I actually don't know, we will see. No, actually it looks pretty nice. Such a cool architecture here. Dogs roofers. No, here is nice, but I would want to climb something higher, just to see that beautiful view more. Dogs wanna hunting on pigeon. Don't jump, no need. No, this is also a bad idea. That looks like dormitory. Damn, boys, what do you want from me? Frog. There is frog. No, it's still an amazing place. The city was built around Radon Springs and in Soviet times a sanatorium and resort paradise for the entire Soviet Union. It was considered very prestige to receive a ticket to one of Detskaltubo sanatoriums. Well, now it's such a poor city that people survive only on tourists who came to see those abandoned places. Mr. Bear, don't disturb me, please. It's like, I would like to say that I'm safe, but I feel not safe with all those guys. Or I would like to have a jacuzzi right now. You also, buddy? Well, yeah, right now it's just a trash. Let's go and exit my army. In general, some of all abandoned buildings are now under reconstruction. Some of the buildings will be as a hotel, restaurants or spas. In the entire city, there is only one building that operates as a hospital and was once Stalin treated in the same building. Well, the most important thing in the city is Stalin's former dacha. First border. I see Stalin loved privacy. Here's quite big territory. I hope here is no landmine, because who knows, this Soviet time was not so perfect. Well done, I can explore where Stalin used to relax. Well, that's all. 4 houses, and that's all. Well, I kind of understand that there is nothing inside anymore, but I was expected to see something more. Even floor was stalling. Who needs stairs? Really? How? It got stalling everything. Is the tunnel to run away? It's like if someone will attack you, you have a tunnel inside your house. Or what is that? Because he was one who was very crazy on bomb shelters and everything. Well, actually, right now it's very useful, and I suppose in that time also was very useful, but I don't know. That seems too funny. Well, actually, if I would have such a house, that would be too cool. But it's on the garden, it's not even his house. How his house is supposed to look like then? This is actually one of Stalin's 20 plots, and it covers as much as 50 hectares. When I was on the territory, I myself did not quite understand how large the territory was. The place itself is royally located on a mountain where you could see the whole city, but now everything is overground and nothing is visible anymore. Apparently there are so many tourists to see that they even set up security guard who shouldn't let anybody through. But I didn't get through the main entrance. Well, if I have to say my opinion, the city is definitely worth it. A trip here will not be expensive and very exciting. I was pleasured to be here. I strongly recommend visit this place, but find a person who speaks Russian. The Soviet legacy is still there and many people don't know English. Well, that's all I have. Thanks for watching, and don't forget about my Patreon. I launched a server for communication where we can meet there and talk. Anyway, thanks for everyone and see you in the next video.